What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is March the 4th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, not a lot in data points today. You have one Fed speaker, but for the most part, it is the whole Tariff Tuesday. That's what people are panicking over, and rightfully so in some cases, because a lot of people will be listening and watching very closely to see what Mexico and Canada do as far as retaliations, because most likely that would prompt further tariffs from Trump, in my opinion. So I think that's what people are very freaked out over, and again, rightfully so. As far as this, so the fear and greed index under the extreme fear category, so people's appetite for risk is not there, and that's very apparent based on a lot of the stocks that I'm going to be talking on. But futures are pretty crappy. Dow is down 0.32, S&P down 0.64, NASDAQ down 0.77. I'd like to be somewhat optimistic and say that it could recover throughout the day, but again, there isn't any data points this morning or today that could really prompt that. So today I think it's just going to be a broad market pullback. SoFi is down 5.38%, and no news from them today, nothing like that. 12.41% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 133.68 million shares overall are being shorted. And right now with that $12 and change, trading right above this S2. So watch for this 12.72 to hold. If not, you most likely will be seeing like $11 range fairly soon. And then flip side, if you are wanting to be optimistic, 13.59 will be the next strong target / resistance, but I don't see that being touched whatsoever today. SoundHound is getting slapped around today, and they're down 12.89% because of this. So they did submit a document this morning indicating that their earnings is going to be late, their annual earnings, and ultimately they did give a date of March the 18th, I do believe, and so that's within this document right here. So yeah, in reality, I think SoundHound, based on its speculative nature, is and was going to go down today with a broader market, but throwing this in the mix, that's probably adding another extra 5% in my opinion. But 29.08% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 102.65 million shares overall are being shorted. And you can kind of see just generally shorts have been returning, interestingly enough. Not during the actual like beginning part of the day, rather near the tail end. So definitely there is a lot of manipulation that is happening. As far as this, it went from around, let's see, 31.82% short interest to 29.1. So shorts massively returned a ton of shares yesterday, and based on this, maybe they might return a little bit more, just to obviously take profits and stuff like that. A lot of analysts are saying that this week is going to be pretty bad, but it might stay contained in this week, and that potentially going forward we'll just move on higher. I'm not really sure. I'll let you guys make the determination based on that. But as far as right now with that $8.96, it is right above this S1, so watch for 8.87 to be kind of that next strong support, similar to SoFi. If that doesn't hold, anticipate the 7s and then 6s. So not all that great. Moving on, ticker is TRNR. So they are pretty much the shining light in this market right now. So they've been doing fairly well. Not over the last year, down 99.86%, but over the last 5 days, up 61%. They are up because of this right here. So it looks like a initial order from a company in the UK. So market seems to like that. This is a very low market cap company. So $3.24 million, that is it. So do your own due diligence at the end of the day with this one. So it might be fun, exciting to ride it up, but just again, be cautious. A lot of big money is getting in. This is the second most heavily traded stock so far this morning, and it is very heavily shorted. So 53.73% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 752,000 shares. That is what the market does like to squeeze. So kind of heavily shorted, low float. So take that into consideration. If you're wanting to trade it though, with that 280, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 294 will be a strong kind of target / resistance. Then 213 will be a strong support. So let me know your general thoughts, and it seems to be moving up quite dramatically right now, and so insinuating big money is gravitating towards pretty much the only shining light, as I said. So definitely something to kind of consider. SMCI, they're pretty much on the crap stick again, and that is because of they're getting caught potentially sending what was that news right here, sending servers to Singapore, knowing that it was going to eventually get to Malaysia, and so that obviously is barred from China, and so it looks like there's some investigation dragging Dell and SMCI in that. So not the greatest, and I think again similar based on this right here, just the fear and greed index, like this wasn't going to go any higher. So let me know your general thoughts on that. 18.06% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 91.87 million shares overall are being shorted. So anticipate shorts to be fairly active with this one. If you're wanting to trade it with it at 33 and change, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 28.98 is going to be a strong support. And then flip side, I'm not even going to bring that up because it won't be touched today. So that's 44.54. But last but not least, ticker is LAES. This one, the mighty has definitely fallen. It is sub 2. So that's a very key psychological pivot for the stock. So again, you could see quite the pullback for going forward. And as far as this, they didn't have any news today, so it's just reacting to the broader market. They had news yesterday, but nothing today so far. It is on the threshold list, and it appears it's been on the threshold list since, it looks as though, January 24th. So the SEC should be doing something behind the scenes to rectify this. With market makers, of course, but since they're not, clearly goes to show there might be more elements to it behind the scenes. But 14.42% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 13.35 million shares. Utilization is 100% as well. So yeah, definitely an interesting stock. I know a lot of people were very much all over this stock, so this is why you have to do your own due diligence, because I'm sure at the peak a lot of people thought it was going to continue to move higher and they got stuck holding it. So it's one thing if you get stuck holding, for instance, like SoFi or NVDA, like a big credible name. It's another thing if you're stuck holding this. So it's a difficult scenario. But with a $1.92 trading between these 2 points, so this S2 and this S1, so $1.90 or $1.66 will be a strong support. Then $2.31 will be the next strong target / resistance, which won't be touched today. So let me know your thoughts on this stock. What is kind of where you're trading today? Is there anything on your watch list, or are you going to go in panic mode, sell some stuff, and just, I don't know, mitigate risk? What's your general kind of takeaway? One final thing though, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.